Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel, and by the video title you know what this video is about. NFL news and updates. We're going to discuss some NFL news, a big news that happened yesterday of course with Matthew Judon getting traded. Got traded to the Falcons for a third-round pick, which is not too bad for the Patriots to get a third-round pick from him. He's 32 years old, still in the midst of his prime, still a solid player, pretty good player on the outside of the edge, and the Falcons trying to load up a little bit because they did have an interview, of course, Justice Simmons. They had an interview with Justice Simmons as well. They said it went smooth as well. So he'll be looking to add him and pairing him with Jesse Bates in the secondary, and that'd be a nice little tandem. Falcons, I believe, are a good team. I still have the Bucks though. Like I mentioned before in videos previously, I still have the Bucks winning the NFC South. NFC South is still a little shaky division. You know, the Panthers are there. You know, we'll see Bryce Young as he emerged. You got Xavier Legette there as well. The Falcons add all these different pieces, Kirk Cousins and all that stuff like that. So we're going to see how things pan out with them. Is Michael Penix Jr. going to be the quarterback within the season? Will he start over Kirk Cousins, or what will happen? And then we also see, of course, like the Saints, a team that has talent on defense. The defense is good, but can Derek Carr get it together for the offense? We'll see what happens. And then you look at the Buccaneers, of course. Baker Mayfield played pretty good last year. The Buccaneers got a big-time contract, led them to the playoffs. They won a playoff game as well. So I think the division is still open, but I have the Buccaneers win that division. But it could be some big-time games, of course, seeing the Bucs go at it with the Falcons, with these two defenses loading up and stacking up and seeing how things can play out a little bit. So that right there was some good news for the Falcons and Falcon fans. And they're trying to get back to being that team that went to the Super Bowl, what is it, 2016? That fell a little short, to the Patriots after blowing that 25-point lead. Ever since then, they haven't really got back to the title game. They haven't got to the title game. And they really haven't won too many playoff games, really, to kind of think of it a little bit. In the past few years, they really haven't made the playoffs either because when Arthur Smith was the head coach, things didn't work out too well. And they didn't really work out and make the playoffs at all. I think last year they went like 8-9 or something. So they've been kind of like a team that's been slightly below average. So we're going to see if they can step it up this season. Another thing I want to talk about too as well is, of course, the Cee Dee Lamb trade thing. We've seen an article from the Dallas Cowboys. It said Cowboys still a little low in contract offer to hold out receiver Cee Dee Lamb, but optimism is high. They said it appears that the angst has on Cee Dee Lamb is a contract negotiation with the Dallas Cowboys less than a week after being seemingly told by Jerry Jones that said he had no urgency to sign him, resulting in Lamb removing the Cowboys from his social media handles. The holdout receiver was having fun with the Cowboys fans who drafted him #1 overall in his fantasy football league and blah, 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 more and more stuff like that. But basically just saying that right now the contracts are not not on part of both sides, or both parties are not kind of like in type of agreement yet like that. As you guys know, a lot of players do that a lot of times. They always unfollow the team. I don't know how they do all that. See, they unfollow the team and do all this extra stuff like that. But like, I'm not following the team anymore. I deleted all my team pictures, and I'm just mad. I'm gonna leave and do everything. I guess it's like some type of like I guess some type of like movement to like kind of show the team that you're serious about something or about maybe about leaving. I don't know why players do that for like that, but I think it's always better to do it like behind the scenes. Now, if it become public, I think but this is right here. I think since it's more publicized, then you kind of do some stuff like that, kind of like to put some motion your way a little bit, because sometimes the team do put things out there to be public. Like remember, like the Cowboys, like do that a lot. They start putting articles out there like, well, he's been disgruntled, he's been the bad type of person in the locker room. They start putting little stories out on you. Then they be kind of like reasonable. Okay, I'm gonna go out there and go ahead and do some stuff before they try to do some stuff for my name. Like throw dirt in my name, trying to offer me a lesser contract. But in reality, Jerry Jones just got to pay the man. Pay Cee Dee Lamb the money. Cee Dee Lamb is a good player. He's probably one of your best players, not the best player on your team. 1,700 receiving yards last year. Made some big-time plays for you last year. He went out there and just dominated. If I'm not mistaken, I think he led the league in receptions, if I'm not mistaken. Or his tie was up there, but he was top 3 in receiving yards. I think he was a second-team All-Pro, if I'm not mistaken, as well. All-Pro player, Pro Bowl player. He was phenomenal last year. Sign a man to a contract, contract extension, bring him back to the team. Jerry Jones doing the angle you're doing, like saying that it's not urgent to sign him, it sends a bad message. It should be urgent. It's your best player. And like Michael Parsons' contract is still coming up. Dak Prescott's another player who has a contract negotiation stuff that's still happening too as well. So what kind of like signal it sends to them? A message it sends to them, and messages sent to other players on the team who might not be Cee Dee Lamb. Because like you treating Cee Dee Lamb like that, how you gonna treat me when my contract comes up? I'm not on the same level with Cee Dee Lamb, but how you gonna treat me when my contract comes up? or other players who are looking from free agency next season who come to the Cowboys, and they might call up former Cowboy players who are their friends or players on the team who are their friend and ask them how things go. And they're like, "Whoa, that's how they treat you guys over there. Why would I be coming over there like that?" So Jerry Jones got to learn how to manage his words in the press conference. It should be an urgency. All you have to do is say, "Oh yeah, getting our big time player like CeeDee Lamb. It's very urgent. We're trying to find common ground with him. You know, both parts trying to find common ground, trying to find a way to get a deal done. We want him to be a Cowboy for life. We want him to be on our team for a very long time. So we're still working on that to see what happens." That's all I got to say. But him saying like not urgent and saying all this stuff, kind of like just throwing it off, brushing it off, you're going to see. If you lose CeeDee Lamb and you lose Michael Parsons and you lose Dak Prescott, I think Dak Prescott's going to be gone. I think next season Dak Prescott's going to be gone. But if you lose all those guys, it's over. It's over. Like, cause those are the core 3 players you have on your team. You're already going to lose some guys that's coming free agency already because you just can't pay everybody the same. So you're going to lose some players already. So you don't want to lose those key pieces. But knowing the Cowboys, they're going to lose those guys. I know Jerry Jones is still salty a little bit about the previous contracts he did. They didn't pan out well. But I'm like, you got to get over it. In my opinion, if I was Jerry Jones, if I wanted to actually win, I would take a step back, take a seat back, and be like, you know what? I'm the owner. They can just use my checkbook, write checks out and stuff like that, and take a seat back. Let me hire one of these young gun GMs, the GMs like that are going out there making things happen. Let me hire one of those guys and see if they can make some moves and make some aggressive decisions to kind of get our team back afloat, to get our team back to the title game. The last time they was in the title game was what, 1984? Let me look that up real quick, actually. I think it was 1984. It's been a long time since the Cowboys been in a title game. The Cowboys' last title game. The last NFC Championship game was 94. No, 95. Last time they got to the NFC Championship game was 95. It said in 1995 season, the year their last Super Bowl victory as well. 1995 that's a long time ago. Like, I am 23 years old. I wasn't even born when that happened. I was born 2001. So the last time they got to the Super Bowl was 1985. Like that. So like that's a while ago. Michael Jackson was still alive. James Brown was still alive. Prince was still alive. All type of guys were still alive like that in 1985. It was crazy like that. So it's still crazy like that. Like that right there is like just a crazy statistic. And you think that you change the formula up after long periods of time. It's not working. It's not working. Jerry Jones doing the same thing. We're all in. We're all in like AEW. We're all in. But in reality, he's not all in. Like if he's all in, you go out there and make decisions. You would have signed Derrick Henry when Derrick Henry lives in Dallas and wanted to play for Dallas, and you offered him a low ball contract, and then the Ravens signed him to like a $7 or $8 million a year contract. You're like, wait, you could just pay him that. He wasn't asking for a crazy amount either. The Cowboys are just hopeless a little bit. They win enough games to get to the playoffs, but it'll be the same story every time. You don't have the game changers. You don't have the playmakers to get it done when it matters the most. You ain't hired the right coach to get it done when it matters the most. Mike McCarthy, of course, he's all right, but he got most of his success because Aaron Rodgers was his quarterback. So like that, him getting the Super Bowl and stuff like that. But he's a puppet. You know, he do everything Jerry Jones says. Jerry Jones need a coach who's going to be like there. Like kind of he had Jimmy Johnson, who got him in Super Bowls, his big time Super Bowl wins and stuff. He was like telling Jerry, like, hey, you stay up there. I got this. I'm going to be the coach. I'm going to coach the team. I know what I'm doing. I got the Super Bowls for you guys for a reason. And Jerry got mad at him, got rid of him, and ever since then, had been the same. So you'll think Jerry Jones would switch the formula up a little bit, but he's just old and stubborn. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm glad I'm not a Cowboys fan because I would have lost it. I would have lost it for sure if I was a Cowboys fan. But it's always crazy. They have so much talent on the team. And just like they have the wrong coaching staff there. And they just make the wrong decisions in free agency every single time, every single year. It's crazy. But yeah, that's most of the news I want to talk about today. As you guys know, the preseason, of course, is coming up as well. Week 2 of the preseason. We have a few games. Let me see all the games that's coming out. We have, I believe today we have the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles play today against the Patriots. You got Falcons and Ravens on Saturday. You got Bengals and Bears on Saturday as well. You also have, you also have Giants and Texans, Lions and Chiefs, Vikings and Browns as well on Saturday, Seahawks and Titans. And you got the Steelers, of course, going against the Bills on Saturday. Jets and Panthers on Saturday, Commanders, Dolphins, Cardinals, Colts, Rams, Chargers, Buccaneers, Jaguars, Cowboys, Raiders, nighttime game on 9 o'clock on Saturday. Then you got the Packers and Broncos on Sunday. And you got the Saints and 49ers as well on Sunday at 7 p.m. too. So some pretty good matchups. You know, preseason is still looking at some of the guys. Like, they want to see how your team depth is. Of course, you know, nothing crazy, like spectacular happened. Might be a little boring sometimes, a little bit. But you want to still watch and see those depth pieces. Like, okay, this is the backup running back. Okay, this is the backup